We are covering the president's arrival, and we do believe that is Air Force One there in the sky making its approach to Reed International. About a little bit delayed today. The president was in San Diego earlier today where he made headlines announcing tougher executive orders for gun control, gun background checks, and also meeting with the prime ministers of UK and Australia to work out a nuclear submarine deal. But now he is on his way to Las Vegas to talk about prescription drug pricing.
Yeah, take a close look at your screen there. We've gotten a little bit of a closer shot as we believe that is Air Force One. Comes in, of course, when you were at the airport, you can see the jets coming in from quite some distance. But we do know that he took off from LAX about 40 minutes ago or so, so he should be here within the next couple minutes. And again, there are significant road closures throughout the valley tonight as the president comes into town. There are those rolling roadblocks, so several of the freeways are going to be shut down while he is in town tonight. He will be staying overnight, and then tomorrow he will be giving a speech on cutting prescription drug prices. Nevada having some of the highest prescription drug prices jump over the last few years, so he's going to be addressing that and what can be done to cut down on prices for Americans.
And political observers believe this might be part of him preparing to launch a re-election campaign, talking about these bread and butter issues. But right now, here is a look. You can see the closures are already underway. We can tell you that the airport connector up to the 215 westbound is closed, as well as the I-15 northbound between the 215 and 95. We expect that to be closed by now. The 95 northbound between the Spaghetti Bowl to Summerlin Parkway, and from there the Summerlin Parkway expected to be closed in both directions, and that's just initially, and then there will be other closures later this evening. So if you're traveling, you're definitely going to want to get onto our website, fox5vegas.com, and look at those road closures because they are wide-ranging for this visit.
Yeah, bottom line, anywhere in the valley tonight and also tomorrow morning, and then in the afternoon, he's supposed to leave around the noon hour, will be impacted by road closures. So you definitely want to take that into account, especially if you are traveling to the airport tomorrow. The airport also has airspace shut down when the president flies in, so keep that in mind if you do have a flight either before or after he is leaving around the noon hour.
The schedule, according to this right now, is between 12:15 and 12:45 tomorrow. Maryland Parkway from Tropicana to Russell and the airport connector will be closed. But keep in mind that he is running behind schedule today, and that could easily happen tomorrow as well. So these road closures are rolling. They're scheduled to happen in 1 hour, but then they can get pushed back or moved up. So it's a good idea to check with us. We'll be on the air certainly all morning long, and again on Fox 5 News at 1 o'clock to bring you all the latest updates on the president's departure. But right now we are covering his arrival as we see that giant beast of Air Force One making its approach to Reed International.
Always good to see the president come into town, and it looks like it's going to be a matter of moments now until it lands on the runway. I believe that perspective from Sunset, there is a watch area over there where you can see the planes come in. Yeah, you can see there the strip in the distance. So it looks like the president has arrived in Las Vegas.
And
welcome.
Touching down safely, we did see a crowd of people parked across the street. That observation area that they have on Sunset, they closed that as well. But we did see people parked in the business side right there, and you can see people snapping pictures on their cell phones of Air Force One. And if you ever see Air Force One in person, it is an impressive plane. More impressive, I think, than any other 747 because you just know the significance of what it can do.
Absolutely, and the history behind it and who's been on it, and it's certainly an opportunity to have it here in the city and President Biden. So again, if you do plan on traveling tonight, though, keep in mind about all of those road closures as he does depart Air Force One right now, and he will be traveling over into the Summerlin area. So keep that in mind if that is something that will impact your evening commute.
And once again, this was part of a West Coast swing. He started the day in San Diego. He issued some executive orders on background checks, basically that will strengthen the existing laws. He met with survivors of the Monterey Park shooting. That's the shooting that happened in January in the Lunar New Year, where a gunman targeted a dance studio. So he met with some of the survivors there, the family members, and that's where he announced the executive orders. But he also had a mini summit with the prime ministers of UK and Australia, and the whole goal of that was to get Australia more nuclear submarines in place as the China threat is now looming. So there's concern about that. But now it's on to Las Vegas, where he's going to talk about prescription drug
All
drug
right.
prices tomorrow.
Well, let's take a quick break, and we will be back right after this.